That thick paracord you trust for a perimeter alarm? It's just a quiet invitation for an ambush. Sleep is a luxury you simply cannot afford when your perimeter remains completely wide open. Most amateur survivors string up thick nylon paracord and attach heavy brass bells to it. Never rely on standard paracord for a tripwire. It has 30% elasticity by design. By the time that thick cord stretches enough to ring a bell, they are inside. I lost a good engineer in Seattle because his perimeter alarm had too much give. We do not do drama here. We do applied physics. You need zero-elasticity materials. Grab 20-pound test fishing line or stripped copper wire from an old electrical motor casing. Copper wire does not stretch. When pressure is applied, it transfers kinetic energy immediately outward. It also does not rot in the rain, which is just a nice survival bonus. Next, you need an acoustic module. Forget bells. You need high-decibel metallic resonance chambers. Take 2 empty tin soup cans. The thinner the rusted metal, the better the resonance. Punch a small hole in the exact center of the bottom of each tin can. Do not use sand inside. Sand absorbs acoustic energy and deadens the outward sound waves. You need sharp, irregular objects. Small, jagged gravel or broken pieces of hard concrete debris. Drop exactly 7 pieces of gravel into the first can. No more, no less volume. Thread a short piece of wire through both holes, trapping the gravel securely inside them. When these cans strike each other, the gravel acts as multiple erratic internal metal strikers. The cylindrical shape of the tin amplifies that harsh metallic clatter by 50 total decibels. It sounds like a toolbox falling down a fire escape. That wakes you up instantly. Now for the trigger mechanics. Tying the wire directly to the cans is completely amateur. If the intruder walks slowly, they will just gently pull the cans without making noise. You must build a balance release mechanism. It requires 2 small, dry hardwood ground twigs. Carve a sharp 45-degree notch into the side of the first thick wooden twig. This is your anchor peg. Drive it deep into the dirt near your shelter entrance. Carve the second twig into a flat lever. This is your primary tension release system. Tie your heavy tin cans to a separate cord, hanging them directly from a branch. Loop the hanging cord over the notched anchor peg, securing it with the flat lever. Now tie your copper tripwire to the bottom of that small wooden flat lever twig. The physics are simple. The lever uses mechanical advantage to hold the heavy tin cans. It only takes about 400 grams of lateral pressure to dislodge that wooden lever. When the tripwire is bumped, the lever slips. Gravity instantly takes over the heavy cans. The cans fall freely, hit the end of their tether, and violently smash together below. Instant acoustic detonation. No stretching, no gentle pulling, just immediate and loud total mechanical failure. But a perfect trigger is completely useless if you place it in wide open terrain. You cannot wrap a wire around an entire city block. You lack the necessary materials. You have to dictate where the threat walks. This is called architectural funneling defense strategy. Look at your camp entrance. Identify the paths of least resistance through the concrete rubble. Humans are inherently lazy creatures. They will always avoid climbing over sharp, highly unstable debris. Drag heavy rusted rebar and shattered cinder blocks to block the wide, easily navigable walking gaps. Create an artificial choke point. Force them to walk through a narrow, highly specific gap. That single narrow gap is exactly where you will deploy your copper wire trigger mechanism. Now let us talk about calibration. Setting the wire at low ankle height is wrong. Ankle height catches stray dogs, shifting debris, and wind-blown trash. You want standing human targets. Set your wire exactly 18 centimeters off the ground. Mid-shin height is the absolute sweet spot. At 18 centimeters, a human boot cannot step over it without breaking their walking stride. They will catch it with their shin, applying immediate, unavoidable pressure to the tension lever. Next is optical camouflage. Raw copper wire reflects ambient moonlight and gives your position away. A visible tripwire is not an alarm. It is a neon sign that says welcome. Grab a handful of wet soil, or better yet, crushed charcoal from your dead fire. Pinch the wire tightly and drag the wet charcoal along its entire exposed metallic length. This kills the metallic glare and blends the wire into the background environmental dark shadows. Do the exact same thing to your wooden trigger mechanism in the shiny tin cans. Shiny metal is a death sentence. Oxidized rust and black soot are your best friends. Never tie your wire to a flexible sapling. Wind will trigger a massive false alarm. Anchor the far end of the wire to a solid, completely immovable object like concrete. The wire must be completely taut. Any slack at all ruins the mechanical lever advantage. Pull it tight until the lever is sitting right on the absolute edge of slipping. Now, you must conduct a field test. An untested alarm is just pure wishful thinking. Wait until dusk. Visibility drops and the ambient temperature changes the wire tension very slightly. Take a heavy stick and gently press it against the center of the blackened tripwire. Do not strike it. Just apply steady, walking pressure to simulate a human shin bone. The lever should pop instantly. The cans must drop and collide with extreme violent force. Listen to the acoustic signature. Does the sound penetrate the walls of your interior shelter? If you cannot hear it clearly over the wind, your gravel mix is completely wrong. Adjust the internal strikers or find thinner metal cans to increase the total decibel output. Reset the trap. It takes 30 seconds once you understand the core mechanical physics principles. You are not building a fortress. You are simply buying yourself 3 seconds of warning. 3 seconds is the difference between grabbing your gear and becoming a permanent wasteland statistic. Most people think survival is about enduring pain. It is actually about managing physical variables. A perimeter alarm removes the variable of surprise. It forces the enemy to announce themselves. Water boils at 212 degrees, and gravity always pulls the heavy cans down. Rely on physics, not luck. Luck runs out the moment the sun goes completely down. Check your perimeter every single night. Wire stretches, pegs loosen, and the earth physically shifts. Routine is what keeps you breathing. Complacency is what leaves your boots empty tomorrow morning. Build the funnel, set the tension, kill the glare, and test the acoustic metal drop. If you cannot master a simple mechanical trigger, you have zero business sleeping outside tonight. Look around your current setup. How many blind spots are you casually ignoring today anyway? What is the one critical perimeter skill you are completely lacking right now? Tell me. Drop it in the comments below. Maybe someone will teach you before it actually matters. Until then, keep your wire tight, keep your head down, and trust the damn physics.